And welcome into, well, not in, but welcome to Pleasant Grove High School, the side of a Game Night Live Rewind Game of the Week. Dusty Litster with you here on Game Night Live Rewind. As always, we are presented by Heidemann Associates, brought to you by the Utah National Guard, and we're outfitted by Black Clover. And we got a fun one today. This is Game 3 of 3 from the series this week between American Fork and Pleasant Grove. Both teams came in undefeated at the beginning of the week, but it has been the week that has belonged to the AF Cavemen. But we've got two of their best pitchers in the state going at it in this one, in Cayden Carpenter, and then the hurler for the Pleasant Grove Vikings, Jordan Pace. This is going to be a fun one. Game 1 went 10-0 to AF here at Pleasant Grove. And then yesterday, American Fork won 5-2, bringing in this one today, which is big for both these teams. Number one, last week of the season, coming up next week, we get into the state tournament. RPI will be released. Both these teams are pretty much assured to have a first-round bye as things continue to go through. But it is a matter of when you face each other. And had a chance to catch up with Coach Darren Henry and asked him how important and how he handles what goes on in this series and what that means to the state tournament, because you're going to have to go through American Fork. And he talked about 2015, that they had the same situation where they lost 2 of 3 to Lone Peak going into the state tournament, and then went on to win a state championship. It'd be very important. I talked to Coach Ingersoll about the same thing, and he said, hey, they have to stay focused. They haven't finished anything yet. Thought they pitched the ball well, and they've hit really well. And when talking to Coach Henry, he said, hey, some things bounce your way and some things don't. But it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this one today. Again, it's going to be Cayden Carpenter versus Jordan Pace. And American Fork in the baby blue uniforms. And they're wearing this in honor of Type 1 Diabetes Week. They have the ribbons on their shoulders, on one of their sleeves. They're going to be selling these jerseys. They sold them to kids. They're taking the proceeds of these jerseys and actually giving them to about, I think it's 5 students at American Fork. So leading things off for the Cavemen is Ryder Robinson, the second baseman. Pace deals, and that is in, no, misses. Ball one. Pace 3-0 on the year. A 1.40 ERA for Coach Henry. That ball chopped down the first baseline. That is fair. Handled cleanly, and then the out there for Tate Lewis is one away. So that's what you want to do if you're Pace. Got to pitch to contact, keep that down. And that'll bring up now the shortstop, Fisher Ingersoll. Of course, Fisher, one of the best baseball players in the state of Utah, committed to play for Coach Mike Littlewood and the BYU Cougars. But not only that, he's an outstanding wide receiver, and he has quite the big fall coming up for him. As Pace comes inside, Fisher swings through it. Fisher batting .560 on the season. Underclassman, just junior, going to have one more year. But we talk about that fall season. He had an outstanding year. He and Maddox Madsen, a terrific batter on the football field. As Pace brings this one, shot back up the middle. Ingersoll's got speed into the hole, and he's going to be there safely. That's an infield single. Riker Scout could not get to that one. Well, got to it, couldn't make the throw to first in time to get the speedy Ingersoll. So one aboard and one out. We're going to let the sliding glove come on there for Fisher. So runner on first base, and that brings up the third baseman, Easton Jones. Fastball finds the outer part of the plate. And big for Pace to get up on top of the hitters. We talk about it with pitchers all the time. You hear me talk about it. Get on top, stay on top as a pitcher, keep them off balance. So finds strike one on the outer part of the plate. See if he brings a breaking ball here. Speed the bat up, slow it down. Fisher away from first. A fastball lifted into right field. No tag on this one, and drifting toward the infield, and that ball is handled cleanly in right field by Ty Caldwell. And Jones retired for the second out of the inning. Well, you remember both these teams last year, with everything going on with COVID, were part of the Last Chance tournament. AF won that tournament. Matter of fact, they put it on their state championship banners in the gym at American Fork, as they should. And that brings up Cayden Carpenter, the starting pitcher today. Cayden batting .500 on the season. One of the best baseball players in the state of Utah. Power to all fields. Got to play him straight up as he gets the rush one right on the screws. That ball's going to carry toward the The warning track and all the way to the wall. Ingersoll going to come all the way from first base. The throw at the plate will be laid, and it'll be 1-0 on the RBI double for Cayden Carpenter. And Carpenter likes to hit on Game Night Live Rewind. Remember, he did this against Riverton as well. And it's now 1-0 Cavemen. I think you see it off the bat. I mean, he hit that ball right on the screws. Did not have a shot to come get that one if you're Riley Thomas. I was on him in a hurry. Thomas going to play him a little. He's going to stay deep to come up on that ball. So now coming to the plate is Josh Rojas.
No, I'm going down there. I have a chair.
Rojas, the catcher. Swings through, strike one. Yeah, a big thing here for pace. It's going to take more than one run to win this ball game today. I mean, Cayden Carpenter is a good pitcher, but you don't want to worry about that first out. Not worried about Carpenter at second. It's about getting the guy at the plate and get to the bottom half of the inning and let your bats come to the work. The 0-1 breaking ball. And Rojas chases. And he's got one to burn, up 0-2. The ever muscular Spencer Clegg on deck for Coach Jared Ingersoll. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second base. And Cayden Carpenter. Pace ready at the belt. And the 0-2 lifted into right field, tailing toward the line. But handled easily there in right field by Ty Caldwell. And that'll do it for the top of the first inning. It was Cayden Carpenter coming up big, an RBI double. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, it is American Fork 1, Pleasant Grove 0. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind, Game of the Week on KSLSports.com. And bottom of the first inning, Dusty Lister with you here on a Game Night Live Rewind Game of the Week. As always, we are brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Up to $20,000 in tuition assistance going through the Utah Army National Guard. Go to nationalguard.com to learn more. And that gets set up for your future by using the National Guard to get your education paid for, but also get job training opportunities as well through the National Guard. To get $20,000 in tuition assistance, go to nationalguard.com to learn more. Batting leading off for Pleasant Grove is Kyler Lester, the shortstop for Coach Darren Henry and the Pleasant Grove Vikings. And again, Cayden Carpenter on the bump for Coach Jared Ingersoll. Big, powerful lefty. And he goes the outer part of the plate, and Lester fouls that one off. It'll be strike one. Lester batting .481 on the year. Never impressive from a leadoff man. But these bats have been held quiet. 2 runs in 2 games. That ball lifted out of play as well. So the count quickly 0-2. And 1 to burn here for Cayden Carpenter. So fastball, breaking ball. So you can back the breaking ball down and in, maybe down and away. But he's gone outside on both of them. So he can come up and in. And that ball catches a lot of the plate, and Lester spoils it. And you get a guy free swing and maybe go breaking ball away here. Breaking ball away and misses off the plate. Number 1 to burn on 0-2, so count ball and 2 strikes. Carpenter 5-0 on the year, .282 ERA. And now the 1-2. Chopped down the third baseline. Jones lets it get to Fisher Ingersoll, and Fisher will not have a shot. That'll be a leadoff single for Kyler Lester. Remember, he's batting .481 on the year. That's gonna, you see why. Must have been listening to Lou Brown talk to Willie Mays Hayes. With his speed, put the ball on the ground, and be legging him out. So leadoff man aboard is coming to the plate now. The second baseman, Riker Scow. We'll see that move at first. Now ball off the plate. Always interesting to see different perspectives of how to handle a left-handed pitcher, the guy on first base. You watch that front foot, watch it come back towards you. These guys diving back at things. And we're going to bunt, and that ball's in that's a ball all the way to the screen, and so easily to second goes Lester. They thought maybe Scow made it tipped it, but he did not. That went off the glove of Rojas. So a wild pitch, and then it's now 2-0 with the runner at second. Great count here for Riker. 2 balls, no strikes. And again, the bunt on. Scow gets it down. Not going to have a shot at third. Carpenter on to first for the first out of the inning. The back door not in time. So now a runner on third and 1 out. Nice job there by Riker getting that ball down. I'll bring up Ty Johnson, the catcher for Coach Henry. And of course, playing catcher at PG for Coach Henry means something. He's his son Peyton in the Brewers farm system, AA. Got over 300 during spring. He's got a bright future. Now a fastball blown by Johnson. Sometimes relieving. You got a guy at third base, the big power pitcher like Cayden Carpenter. Surprised he's going to stay in the stretch here. He's focused the guy at the plate. And the 0-1. And the breaking ball stays up. Early in the game, so that stride out and finish strong. You leave that stride a little short on the breaking ball. If the arm angle gets off, leaves that ball up. So you just stride that out and finish it. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and then a runner on third. And that's off the plate, ball 2. And a great count to be in here for Johnson, base open at first. Johnson batting .436 on the season. And the pitcher, Jordan Pace, on deck. The 2-1. Swung through. Count even at 2-2. Put your feather in your cap right there if you're Rojas. And come right back to that. Missed it on strike 1, missed it on strike 2. So pitch 1, pitch 4, both work. You can come right back to it. See a little outside gas. Oh, we're going to try to come inside. And the 2-2. And that one lifted out of play behind us. So we'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. Earlier in games, the coach wouldn't get too cute with things. Coach Henry had the bunt on, get the runner over to third base, but if you're Coach Ingersoll, this is coming after a guy 2-2. We'll do it again. And that one misses down and away. The count runs full. Terrific at bat here by Ty Johnson. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, a runner on third. In the bottom of the first inning. The payoff. Misses up and out. An outstanding at bat there by Johnson. Earns himself a walk. So we got runners on the corners and 1 out. And now a chance for the starting pitcher, Jordan Pace, to help himself out. It was Cayden Carpenter with an RBI double in the first inning to put up the 1 run for AF. And now a chance for Jordan Pace to get that run back here at the plate. And it should come away with 1. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Ball the outfield is all his job is here. And to be patient. I always got to be aware of the double move. They're going to keep Johnson close over at first base. I see. Not speeding up Johnson either.
Let's go, George.
Usually get that speed up runner with catchers and pitchers, but Johnson going to carry his own bases here. Breaking ball stays up and it gets to the screen. Coming in to score is Tyler Lester. Lester got 2 bases on wild pitches, and we are tied at 1. The wind is blowing hard toward the plate. I don't know if you can really have to get on top of one to get it out of here today. I don't think it has nothing to do with why that ball got to the screen, but 2 wild pitches here from Cayden Carpenter. And Lester, the benefactor of both of them, got in a scoring position and then scored off of wild pitches. 1 ball, no strikes. And Pace swings through that one. Evens the count of 1-1. And again, if you're Rojas, it is, take a note. Up and away with the fastball. That's where Carpenter's landing right now. Tells you a little bit. He's striding a little short. That arm staying up a little bit. Comes down and got him there. Ball and 2 strikes to Pace. See, Pace is shortened up here. The 1-2 misses wide. Whitaker back at first base. This ball hit well in the left field, tailing toward the line. That's going to fall in. And Pleasant Grove going to plate 2 in the bottom of the first, and Pace is out at second. It's an RBI single and the second out of the inning, but it is 2-1 PG off the RBI single from Jordan Pace, but a nice job there in left field by Easton Welling getting over and firing that ball in for the out at second base. So now brings up Brody Valentine. With nobody on and 2 outs, Carpenter bounces the breaking ball. And that's in for a called strike. Valentine just wants to check to make sure if that's where the edges of the strike zone are. Umpire said yes. Count even at 1-1. Swung on, strike 2. Valentine, a left fielder. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on. And we crossed up the catcher, crossed up the umpire. Count even at 2.
Let's go, Brody.
Oh, Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. For Brody Valentine. This one chopped the third base side. Hits the bag, and that's fair. The bounce is going the way of PG here in the first inning. And that is a 2-out double for Brody Valentine. That ball hit the backside of the third base bag and goes into foul territory, so a stand-up double for Brody. And that brings up the designated hitter, Sam Haney. Lefty on lefty with 2 out and a runner at second. And that's up. Haney batting .410 on the season. Love to come up with another one. This potent AF lineup. PG knows they got to score runs. They equal their first 2 game output here in the first inning. Remember, game 1 went 10-0 the way of AF. It went 5-2 yesterday the way of AF. So PG got to feel good about breaking loose here in the bottom of the first. The 2-0. And that one's in there for a called strike. Carpenter had a battle a little bit here in the first inning. Missed some spots. And now the 2-1 goes wide. Nice job there by Rojas. We've had 2 wild pitches here in the inning from Carpenter. But Rojas, nice job at digging that one. Giving Valentine at second. So 3-1 count. See if he's sitting dead red here. Does he have the green light? The 3-1. In there for a called strike 2. And that's why you red light 3-1 a lot, especially early in the game.
Come on, Sam.
Full count, 2 outs, and a runner on second. And that just missed somewhere on that strike, so I'm going to guess down. So now runners on first and second. And if you're the guys behind these hitters, I mean, talk about this all started with Ty Johnson outstanding at bat, earning the walk. Pace comes up with the RBI single. Valentine battles, gets a stand-up double. But you're getting a lot of pitches here in this first inning. The guys behind Ty Johnson have been able to see everything that Carpenter's bringing, and not that, see the command here in the first. So it brings up Tate Lewis, the first baseman. And that's in for a first pitch strike. Sit at the top of the first. You hear me say it a lot. Big for pitchers, get on top and stay on top. And for this first inning, PG been patient at the plate, forced Carpenter to make pitches, and he's falling behind hitters. When you're behind, you're throwing lots of fastballs. And now the 0-1. Fastball's there for a called strike 2. I'm one, usually 0-2, say, hey, one to burn. I'm not even worried about making it enticing. Come with best pitches for the next 4 pitches. Right here for Cayden Carpenter. Get out of the inning. See if Coach Ingersoll agrees. The 0-2, chopped at the plate. Talking about the year for both these teams. Coming into the week, it was a combined 37-0. The first 2 games going the way of American Fork, and got a big week next week to close out the regular season. And the state tournaments will be right here for you on KSLSports.com. We got you all the way through the 5A, 6A state championships. As this ball hit to the right side. And let's see if they're going to test the arm. This ball comes in from right, and Rojas not there in time. An RBI single as Dax Newman's throw was behind, and Brody Valentine's 2-out double turns into a run, and it's 3-1 PG. I love, if you follow me enough, you know I love a guy that hits the ball to right field. I don't care, 1 out, 2 out, shorten up, hit the ball where it's pitched. That's a hit and run special there. It wasn't hit and run on, but Tate Lewis coming up big with the RBI single. The 2-out base runners are magic, and that brings up Conor Bancroft, the third baseman. So runners on the corners and 2 outs, and Bancroft swings through strike 1. These PG bats were ready to bust out. It's been a tough week. The 0-1 swung on, 0-2. Come right back to the dark one here. They've come up and in, 0-2 about 4 times this first inning. Go right back to the dark one and up and out. But then come up and in, misses. Count 1-2. But these PG hitters, they're not nibbling on that 0-2 pitch. He stayed fastball, fastball, fastball. Breaking ball not been there. Let's see if it goes away here. The 1-2 bounced on the breaking ball. And a hit batsman up 0-2, and you talk about things not going your way. Mercy. And then come out and have a little chat with Cayden Carpenter. It's 3-1 in favor of PG. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind Game of the Week on KSLSports.com.
Black Clover is the official outfitter of Deseret News Rewind. Get 20% off any order on blackcloverusa.com by using the code DNR20 at checkout. And if you want to feel the clothes, get an in-person shopping experience, go to their store just off the 123rd South exit in Draper next to the water park. Again, go to blackcloverusa.com, use the code DNR20 at checkout, and get 20% off any order from Black Clover.
Let's have a little chat here with Carpenter. Base is loaded, 2 outs. This is the right fielder, Ty Caldwell, coming to the plate. Everybody back here for AF, going to try to get the play anywhere on the infield. And Caldwell, who had 2 out, 2 putaways in that first inning, would love to come up big and extend this lead, as that is a first pitch strike, which has not been the issue for Carpenter here in the inning. He's gotten ahead, he's gotten up 0-2, but just been unable to finish anybody off. And the weirdest being that Bincroft hit batsman. That ball bounced and got him. So now the 0-1. So it was an infield single for Kyler Lester led things off. He scored after a wild pitch and a sacrifice bunt. Ty Johnson had walked, but it was a RBI single by Jordan Pace, the starting pitcher for PG, to got things started. But now count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. But Pace had an RBI single, was thrown out at second. Then Valentine with a 2-out double, a walk to Haney, and then an RBI single by Tate Lewis. And then the hit batsman to Bancroft. And that's where we've got here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-2 count. And this one chopped at the plate, and he'll stay alive.
You're on it, Ty. Here we go.
Come on, Ty. Hey, here we go, Cade.
Let's see what he's comfortable with. 0-2. Remember, runners going to be moving around here. They're reading off the pitch here at third base. The 0-2. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. But a big bottom of the first inning for PG. They plate 3, and they take a 3-1 lead heading to the top of the second inning. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind, Game of the Week on KSLSports.com, presented by Heidemann Associates and brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Top of the second inning. Dusty Lister with you here in a Game Night Live Rewind Game of the Week on KSLSports.com. And leading things off in the top of the second inning is Spencer Clegg. Looks at ball one. Clegg, the designated hitter. The 1-0 misses down as well. Again, Jordan Pace, the starting pitcher for PG. Came up big in that first inning, got back the run he gave up in the first inning. An RBI single. Now 2-0 to Clegg. That ball back up the middle. Handled. Nice job of showing some range. Kyler Lester with the putout. Thought off the bat that Clegg would be able to get that ball through the infield, but nice job there, Lester, cutting that down and making the throw to first. One away. So now that brings up the left fielder, Easton Welling. And Welling chases the high cheese. If you ever come do an AF game, you always get mixed up. So many Eastons. Talking about baseball names. Is Welling offers on that one out of play. So quickly down 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. This ball lifted into center field. See if this wind messes with anything. And that did move it a little bit. Riley Thomas able to get underneath it for the can of corn and the second out of the inning. So I'll bring up the first baseman, Easton Whitaker. A strong first inning, and right now facing going down in order here in the top of the second. Pace misses up and away. Talk about the year for Jordan Pace. 1.4 ERA. Giving up that earned run in the first inning. And this one hit to the right side. Ranging over in the middle infield, doing a job here. Riker Scowl there. And a 1-2-3 inning for PG. The bats did in the bottom of the first, bringing momentum to the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the second, 3-1 Pleasant Grove. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind on KSLSports.com.
Black Clover is the official outfitter of Deseret News Rewind. Get 20% off any order on blackcloverusa.com by using the code DNR20 at checkout. And if you want to feel the clothes, get an in-person shopping experience, go to their store just off the 123rd South exit in Draper, next to the water park. Again, go to blackcloverusa.com, use the code DNR20 at checkout, and get 20% off any order from Black Clover.
Took everything I had in my arm. Yeah.
Top or bottom of the second inning, and leading things off is the leadoff man, Kyler Lester. He had an infield single and scored last inning. I gotta tell you, middle of a pandemic, I didn't know that these kids knew the pandemic known as Shaggy. This ball hit down the right field line and out of play. I mean, 20 years ago, was over Shaggy then. I didn't know he would actually exist in 2021. But there he was. To mention, Lester, infield single and scored. Hit the ball to the left side of the infield. It was handled by Ingersoll. Just didn't have a shot to get him. Looks at ball one. Coming in today, batting .481 on the season. Offers of that one, and it's 1-2. The story of that first inning were hits, but it was a two-strike hitting by PG that was the story. See what they do here. The 1-2 misses wide. And sometimes your pitcher just gets into it a little bit. That 1-2 just feels like you can't see to get that third strike. Gets to him a little bit, grips it. Now the 2-2. Chop to the left side. Ingersoll charges. Good speed from Lester, but Ingersoll's ball is there in time. And Lester retired for the first out of the inning. Nice play there by Fisher. Riker Scow, the second baseman, coming to the plate. Riker had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. And that bender misses wide. And it's 1-0. And now 2 balls and no strikes. He misses outside twice. Mentioned state tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. Got the week of graduations and everything else as we always spread around and try to figure things out. We'll have all those championship games for you right here on KSLSports.com. As that one misses up and away, and the count now 3 balls and no strikes as the heart of the order ready to come up for PG. So Scow, his job is to get on base here and let some damage be done by the guys behind him. The 3-0 misses up and away as well. 4-pitch walk. And Riker Scow aboard. This is the 4th walk in an inning and a third here for Cayden Carpenter. Not a typical Carpenter outing. Carpenter had a 2.82 ERA coming in today, 5-0 on the season. It was a no decision against Riverton the last time we saw him. And that move to first, the Pettit move, not quite there. So you can get a feel for what kind of base runner Riker Scow is. And the left-handed pitcher is watching that front foot. If it comes towards you, right there. But it's when they let the Pettit move go, when he looks down, comes back up, and does about a, we'll call it 75, 80-degree move toward first base. It's really crazy for years. As now deals that breaking ball that finds the outer part of the plate on Ty Johnson.
Let's go, Ty.
Johnson had outstanding at bat. Remember, Scow the sacrifice bunt to move Lester to third. And Johnson was down 0-2, worked his way all the way back to a walk, and then scored later. And as he lifts this one in the right field, and don't know we're going to have a shot down the line, we will not. The ball gets out of play. Dax Newman unable to get to that one. We'll try to help you down the line here. So quickly up 0-2. Two schools of thought. You got a good bat here in Johnson. You know, the Carpenter battled that first inning, a lot of pitches. Sometimes you put that guy in first in motion, a little delayed action. Especially with a good bat here in Johnson. There you go. So you know AF's thinking about it. But Johnson handles a good bat. And keep yourself out of the double play ball with Pace coming up next. And a ball gets to the screen. That is the third wild pitch of the afternoon. And now the runner to second. Double play ball out of order. And they count now 1-2. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a week, especially one as good as PG. But right now, they're doing all the little things. I mentioned Coach Henry talked about all the bounces that went the way of AF, especially yesterday. And those bounces right now wearing blue and white. As that one misses off. So the count now 2-2. Again, Jordan Pace, the cleanup man on deck. This is a big pitch. The 2-2. Bounced and now going to go to third base to Scow. So now you go from up 0-2 with the runner on first base to now a full count and a runner on third. Pitch to the screen, now that bouncing that breaking ball. So much like that first inning. So you remind your pitcher, hey, just worry about the guy at the plate. 1 out. You can take care of him, then you got to take care of the next guy. And if you're Ty Johnson, hey, shorten the thing up. Find something to the green here and score another run. Anything out of the infield is going to score Riker Scow. The 3-2. Off the plate, now it's runner on the corners. And that is the 5th walk in the inning and a third here. So now bring up Jordan Pace. Had an RBI single in the first inning. He came up with another RBI single here. And Pace, the starting pitcher for PG. Be aware of the double move. That breaking ball misses. It has been a long inning in the third. And there's big swing and strike one. Number one for pace. It is runners nowhere to put you. You're sitting on a fastball. And if you're Cayden Carpenter, just come back, throw yourself a ground ball, see if you get that little play ball. And if you're going to try to overpower guys, you're going to have a long afternoon. Actually, might be short. Bat ball misses up. It gets through Rojas, but no play at the plate. And easily going to second is Ty Johnson. This has been an un-Carpenter-like start here. Didn't think to ask Coach Ingersoll about arms today. I thought you get the battle Carpenter and pace. And now an RBI or single here is going to plate two. The 2-1 bounce to the plate. Again, no play at home. That bounced off the brick wall. The Carpenter is rattled here. Gives us a chance to remind you if you need a consultation because of either bad decisions or decisions brought on you by other people, go to our friends at Heidemann Associates. Go to utah.law, find the law office closest to you. Let them know that Rewind sent you and give you a free legal consultation. Again, I want to thank our friends at Heidemann Associates and especially Justin Heidemann for his support of Game Night Live Rewind. Again, that's utah.law. Three balls, one strike, one out. The runners on second and third. Carpenter settles in. No. I'm not sure that one was, but base is loaded. And the umpire had his, I'm not sure he was checking there. We got a 3-1. They got Brody Valentine coming to the plate. And it's Carter Merrill, the speed-up runner. It's a big opportunity here for Brody Valentine. Hit a 2-out double last inning. And looks to strike one. Looked an awful like ball four, but I'm going to nitpick here. But Valentine came up big last inning. He hits another double here. When that one went down the line, kicked off the back of the bag. It would definitely plate two. Is Merrill the speed-up runner at first? And now the 0-1. That's in for a called strike two. All right, it doesn't matter where the catcher sets up. It's where the ball crosses the plate. Sometimes umpires don't give that to you. Rojas was set up outside and it crossed over. They're quickly up 0-2. Gonna come up and in. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. And that's the second out of the inning. And that's the second strikeout for Cayden Carpenter. And that'll bring up Sam Haney. Haney walked last inning. Comes up in a big spot here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. That's strike one. Haney batting .410 on the year, so this is a good bat here for Coach Henry. The 0-1, breaking ball in there, strike two. And a good view from where we were. That ball broke right at the shoulder. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. And Carpenter misses. Made that one enticing, and Haney holds his water there. We were talking about turning the hitters into swing-o-matics, and you see Haney didn't do it. Actually, we've seen that from PG all day today. When I say all day, I mean we've gone through the order and a half, maybe 2 times through. They've done a good job of 2 strikes, and then fights that one off. Talk about that 2-strike hitting. And again, it's talking about shortening it up, put the ball in play. Left-hander, see if he stays away from him. The 1-2. Bounced it. Rojas, nice job being a wall. Count now even at 2-2. And Haney worked himself into a full count last inning for earning that walk. Remember, it was a 1-2 count on that one as well, if I remember correctly. But deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the base is full. And that one lifted out of play. Talking about this 2-strike hitting. And that pitch count is getting up there on Cayden Carpenter. And that's just as much of what PG needs to do now. Just plating runs, but getting Carpenter deep into the pitch count and working on some arms here for AF. As they do have somebody up in the bullpen. So we'll do it again, 2-2. And Carpenter gets out of the jam. Gets Haney swinging. But PG threatened, couldn't plate anybody. We head to the top of the 3rd inning, and it's 3-1. Pleasant Grove leading American Fork. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind. Game of the week on KSLSports.com.
When I go to an employer, I have military variants and education on my resume, and it's always impressed them. It's always given me that edge. They know that I'm somebody that would be dependable and hardworking, that I know how to work in stressful environments, but still overcome it and get the job done. I know I owe that all to the National Guard and joining the military.
And welcome back to PG. Dusty Litster with you. Top of the 3rd inning, American Fork PG, the 3rd game of the week. First 2 went the way of AF. But right now, game 3 in favor of the Vikings. But they did leave the bases loaded for the 2nd straight inning. They did not play to run in the 2nd. As we will start in the 9-hole here. Dax Newman, the right fielder. And then back to the top of the order for American Fork. And Jordan Pace labored in that 1st inning. 2nd inning got in order as Newman offers at the 1st pitch. Fouls that one off, and Down 0-1. Coach Ingersoll's Cavemen undefeated on the year. State tournament come up in a couple of weeks as that one misses down.
Hey, bud. Condor.
And the 1-1 breaking ball misses up. So they count out 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 hit well into left field. That wind might catch that one, and it does. On a normal day, that ball might carry, but that settles easily in the glove of Brody Valentine. And 1 away. That's a Willie Mays Hayes Major League 2 opportunity there. Well, Dane Stewart would enjoy that reference. But back to the top of the order we go, and Ryder Robinson. Robinson grounded to first in his only plate appearance to lead off today. Fisher Ingersoll on deck as that one misses inside. Count now 2-0. Packed house today at PG, the way it should be. Now one in there for a called strike one. I think we were a year ago when we were here at Pleasant Grove. Well, we did have fans at the Last Chance tournament. A much different field today, though. The 2-1 misses wide. And you always know you got a good catcher because that was a terrific frame there by Ty Johnson. But the ref, or the umpire rather, not biting on that. The 3-1 breaking ball called strike 2. Pace feeling good. He's got to be fresh. 2 long at bats for PG to start off today. And the payoff pitch. And Robinson rather spoils it and give Johnson a chance to shake this one off. Ryder Robinson batting .459 on the season. That's about 2 leadoff guys batting over .450. You know you're setting the table for some hitters behind him. Little cloud cover. Just a small island. Now the payoff pitch. Chopped to the third base side and handled cleanly by Bincroft, and he got it there in time for the first out of the inning.
Nice job, Connor.
So Robinson retired for the second time today. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Fisher Ingersoll. I think back to that Last Chance tournament. It's Ingersoll on a day that was really big. AF and P, I think it was Bingham. A big home run in that one. And puts that one out of play. So 2 outs here for Fisher. As Newman flew out to left, Robinson grounded out to third. And really what you're trying to do, you want to get Cayden Carpenter to the plate with some guys on base. You want to spoil those at-bats for 14 with nobody on the base paths, but pace has been outstanding here for PG. So it struggled a bit in that first inning. Really, it was only the struggle to Carpenter. It was an RBI, or pardon me, an infield single by Fisher Ingersoll. They got things started for AF. As the 1-1 is in for a called strike. Caught the outer half there. It's now a chance for Pace to go in order in back-to-back innings. The 1-2. Ingersoll hits this one well in the center field, going back, looking up, and it's off the glove. The ball hung in the air. Riley Thomas had to go a long ways for it, and that is a triple for Fisher Ingersoll. You would not consider that a routine play out in center field on the NFHS rulebook. Although it hits the glove of the center fielder, Riley Thomas, that is not an error. It was not a routine play. That ball hung up. So now a runner on third and 2 outs here for Easton Jones. Jones flew out to right in his only plate appearance. And that little breaking ball in there for a called strike. Nice job of Pace coming right back. That's the thing, we're working with the 2-run lead. Not going to worry about the guy at third base. Short-term memory here for Pace. Come right back, get on top, and stay on top. The 0-1 shot back up the middle off the glove, and that ball's going to get through the infield, and Ingersoll will come in to score. Big turn at first base, but Jones will retreat, and that is an RBI single. Bad luck bounce there off the glove of Pace, and it's 3-2. You're talking about conversation with Coach Henry. He didn't come out and have a little chat here with Pace. But Coach Henry talked about in Game 2 especially, the bounce is going the way of American Fork. We saw that there in the last 2 at-bats. But a quick conversation to the mound. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Game Night Live Rewind, Game of the Week. So a quick conversation there with Pace. So runner on first, 2 outs, and that brings up Caden Carpenter. Carpenter had a RBI double in the first inning. He's the starting pitcher. Hit to all fields. They're playing him deep to right, or in center. That ball down the right field line and foul. This kid has got one of the best, if not the best, bat in the state. Power to all fields. We saw the gappers in that Riverton game. He had the right center and left center gap. But really the biggest thing for Jordan Pace is getting on top to work in the breaking ball and keep him off balance here. So the count's 0-1. Jones away from first. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 2. You saw it there, that breaking ball. You get on top, that's what you do. And now Carpenter, time to shorten up the swing here and protect, keep the inning alive. Pace, you slowed that bat down. Let's slow it down one more time. There's a little deuce down the way here. And that's where he goes with, and Carpenter just able to fight it off. So breaking ball on pitch 2, breaking ball on pitch 3. Let's see if they go a little cheese up and away. Remember, it's about bat speed and location here. Up, down, in, and out. And they're going to stay away, see if they elevate the fastball. Go down and in and got him. Cayden Carpenter down on strikes, and a big close of the inning there for Jordan Pace, getting Carpenter to swing for the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 3-2, PG leading AF. And bottom of the third inning of the Game 9 Live Rewind Game of the Week. AF and PG, the top two teams in the state in baseball. Dusty Litster with you. And a one-run lead for Pleasant Grove as AF able to get a run back there in the third. But this PG lineup has been an absolute nightmare to Cayden Carpenter, the starting pitcher for AF. They went 1 through 9 in the first inning. Last inning, they drew 3 straight walks. Carpenter able to get out of the jam with 2 Ks. But we're in the 7 hole, 7, 8, 9 here in the top, or probably bottom of the third. Let's see if they can bridge their way to the top of the order, where they have just absolutely wrecked the day. Cayden Carpenter, this ball is going to be a Texas leaguer into right center field, and a nice job there by Trey Roberts coming on and making the diving catch. What a play by Trey Roberts. The name you'll know from the football season. His brother, an All-American wide receiver, just came home from his mission. What a play by Trey, and one away. Thought that was going to fall in for Tate Lewis. With the wind blowing in, didn't he get to that one? So Lewis retired for the first out. And I'll bring up Conor Bancroft. And that one misses. Conor walked back in the first inning. And the bender misses wide of the plate. Two balls and no strikes here to Bincroft. And that ball out of play. We're talking about this program from PG, and what Coach Henry has done here has been absolutely outstanding. You think of Coach Jim Hoover, or John Hoover, I knew he was going to do that. Legendary coach, won the most state championships in state's history, and did most of them here at PG before going to Cottonwood. But he had such a great program, and this is a school with proud baseball and wrestling traditions. None more proud of those than my good friend Zach Hicken. He's a state champion wrestler and outstanding baseball player here as well, as that one's wide of the plate. And the second walk of the day for Conor Bancroft. I just want to sing the harmony on that song. Brings up Ty Caldwell, the 9-hole hitter. Top of the order coming up. Ball hits to third. Chance double play. Ball Whitaker to second. Not going to be there in time. Able to get up the line, but 2 away. A nice job by Caldwell breaking up the double play ball. It's now bridged to the top of the order. But a nice job of working there at third by Easton Jones, pardon me. Not Whitaker, Easton Jones. So Kyler Lester with 2 outs and runner on third, or probably on first. And misses wide of the plate there. Again, Lester with the infield single and scored in the first inning. Grounded out to Ingersoll last inning. Bancroft leaning back at first. Bender misses wide, and then the count quickly 2-0. So now if you're Lester, you're sitting dead red here. Sit back on a fastball, loading up that back leg. Good bats behind him. And the move was in time and got him. The ball was even off the mark at first, and the tag able to get there. And Caldwell picked off, and we will be starting the top of the order in the bottom of the fourth. We head to the top of the fourth, and it's 3-2, PG leading AF.
Black Clover is the official outfitter of Deseret News Rewind. Get 20% off any order on blackcloverusa.com by using the code DNR20 at checkout. And if you want to feel the clothes, Get an in-person shopping experience? Go to their store just off the 123rd South exit in Draper, next to the water park. Again, go to blackcloverusa.com, use the code DNR20 at checkout, and get 20% off any order from Black Clover.
Top of the fourth inning, a Game Night Live Rewind Game of the Week is always presented by our friends at Heidemann and Associates. If you got any law needs whatsoever, feel like you were wronged, you were defrauded, bad investment opportunity that you were just lied to, go to our friends at Heidemann and Associates. Go to utah.law, find a law office closest to you, get a free legal consultation. You let them know that Rewind sent you. And that ball lifted on the first base line, but it's going to get out of play. So it'll be strike one to Josh Rojas, the catcher here for AF. But again, as always, want to thank our friends at Heidemann Associates, especially Justin Heidemann, terrific supporter of everything we do at Rewind. If it's at the other place or now with KSL, Justin's always going to be there to help us out, as he'll always be there to help you out. The 0-1 to Rojas off the plate, count even at 1-1. It was a shaky start for Jordan Pace, but he settled in even last inning, giving up the run. Really wasn't anything he did as he bounced that one. He had the Fisher Ingersoll bombed the center field. It got blown back in, and Thomas mishandled it off the glove. He had the chopper back at him. He couldn't handle. Oh, what a play at third. Terrific job at the play, and Bincroft on time. What a play at third base by Bancroft. And Rojas retired for the first out of the inning. Man, it feels good to be around people. Cheers and excitement on every play. And one away. And I'll bring up Spencer Clegg. Here's a man that does not miss bench day for the football team, as that one is in for a called strike. And now the 0-1 off the plate. That was close. We've seen that called both ways. Ball strike. It was a strike last inning. Count even at 1-1. Pace working quickly now as that ball is fouled, just fouled down the first base line. And now I got to protect. And we've seen the breaking ball work well here for Jordan Pace. Wind blowing, I want to say straight at us here, but a little left to right. And Clegg with a big swing, and he's down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And the second K of the day for Pace as he has pitched the contact. I mean, two good bats to get with strikeouts, Carpenter and now Clegg. As that'll bring up Easton Welling, the left fielder. And Welling offering the first pitch. On a game that feels like everything's gone the way of PG. I mean, AF down a run, but Clegg has looked so sharp. Hasn't had a nibble for his opportunities. And that ball gets in on the hands and fouled away. And now 0-2. No balls and two strikes and everything to work with here for Pace. You know you're looking at a breaking ball here. Oh, going to elevate the fastball, and he's able to get to it. count will stay at 0-2. Welling flew out to center and is only at bat. Getting the wind blowing pretty strong back toward the plate. Now the 0-2 pitch out of play. He sped his bat up. See if they slow it down here. Quick work, and the breaking ball misses. And then remember that 0-2 pitch, all you want it to be is enticing. Not worried about being called a strike unless it's there. You want it to be enticing, and that was the definition of it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball lifted into left field, drifting back, getting underneath it though. And making the easy catch there is Brody Valentine, and AF retired in order as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind, Game of the Week.
Black Clover is the official outfitter of Deseret News Rewind. Get 20% off any order on blackcloverusa.com by using the code DNR20 at checkout. And if you want to feel the clothes, get an in-person shopping experience, go to their store just off the 123rd South exit in Draper next to the water park. Again, go to blackcloverusa.com, use the code DNR20 at checkout, and get 20% off any order from Black Clover.
Bottom of the 4th inning, and we start at the top of the order, and it's Kyler Lester. Remember, he was at the plate when Caldwell got picked off to end the 3rd inning. Lester 1 for 2 with the run scored today. And Carpenter still on the bump, finds the first pitch strike. It was a rough first inning, an inaccurate 2nd inning, but the 3rd inning went well for Carpenter. And now Lester hits this one toward the gap in right center field, and it's going to get past the right fielder. Misread there by Newman, and it'll be Lester rounding 2nd, heading into 3rd. And the most exciting play in baseball, leading off the top of the 4th inning in a stand-up triple for Kyler Lester. When you're in right field, you see that ball tailing. He did not have a good read on that, did Newman. But you got to play that ball like a ground ball and keep that thing in front. And Newman was kind of caught in between, trying to catch it and keep it in front of him, and it skipped right past him. So now leadoff triple, and coming to the plate is Riker Scow. And Scow, big swing. Scow yet with an official plate appearance. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 1st inning. He walked in the 2nd, was stranded at 3rd. Starting 2nd baseman for Coach Henry. The 0-1 from Carpenter, off the plate. That was a good ball and a half off the plate. And now the 1-1. That's strike 2. I think Riker might have been looking for a breaking ball there. I think he got him guessing a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The breaking ball's been a little up and down here for Cayden, but he needs it here. Scow shorten up. Breaking ball. Did he get him? They didn't know. I don't think he went. Good job there by Scout to hold on there. Even better by the umpires not to fall into that one. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a runner on third. Shot back, Carpenter has it. On to first, and 1 away. Nice job of filling his position there. But now to the part of the order that's been really troublesome here for Carpenter, and it's Ty Johnson, the catcher. He's worked himself to 2 walks here. Walked and scored in the first, walked last inning, or pardon me, in the second inning, and was stranded at second. But it's the fact that he's fallen down 1-2, 0-2, and able to earn his way. Carpenter had been unable to blow the 3rd strike by him. And starts him with the breaking ball. Did not do that in the first 2 plate appearances. The breaking ball really betrayed Carpenter. Is the 3rd strike pitch. He gets one there. And now the 0-1. Misses wide. That hasn't been a strike today. And all you ask for is be consistent. That ball's off the plate. And now the 1-1. Breaking ball off of Carpenter's foot, and that's going to bring in a run. Ingersoll on to first, not in time. That's an infield single. Yeah, and PG feels like they're getting one back here. As you recall, in the 3rd inning, it's out. AF scored a run off the glove of Jordan Pace. So that's an RBI single for Ty Johnson. That one off the bottom of the cleat there of Cayden Carpenter. So 4-2. 4-2 the lead here for PG. Meeting in the minds is over there quickly. Just wanted to check and make sure Carpenter feeling okay. So I'll bring up the starting pitcher, Jordan Pace. Pace 1 for 1 with an RBI. And also pitching very well. So 1 out, runner on first. And Javi Lopez snapped down, not in time. And wide of the mark. Pace had the RBI single in the first inning, walked back in the second. Bender in there for a called strike. So either, well, right now, Carpenter in line for the loss. You get no decision if his offense comes back. That Bender misses wide of the plate as well. Pace looking to keep his record unblemished. He is 3-0 on the year on the hill. Speaking of Jordan Pace. And speaking of Pace, he's in the absolute rhythm on the mound. 2 balls and a strike, a great great count here for Jordan Pace. A 2-1, fastball misses. So count out 3-1. See if you got a green light here with Valentine coming up. And the 3-1. And misses wide. And Pace draws his 2nd walk of the day. Okay, if they change pitchers. And that'll be the day for Carpenter. So it'll be a runner on first and second as he'll come off the mound. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind, Game of the Week.
Yeah, Peyton and Hunter are on there too. They're who lives under Peyton and Hunter's like across the street. Not quite.
So Valentine with the runner on first and second. And quickly down 0-2. So Dax Watts is the one inheriting the runners at first and second. And now the 0-2. And Valentine going to battle. We talked about it all game, that these PG bats have battled with 2 strikes. And now the 0-2 to Valentine, bounced there by Watts. And Rojas able to keep it in front. Valentine doubled and scored in the first inning. It was a 2-out double that bounced off the third base bag. Went down on strikes in the second. But can come up big here, make it a 3-run lead. Again, the wind still blowing back toward the plate from the outfield. And now the 1-2. Breaking ball and spoiled by Valentine. We get a chance to He had a chance to coil, recoil, and swing on that one. I think that is hung up there. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Another breaking ball, and Valentine able to hang on once again. And now the 1-2. Back to the screen. They still kind of got one to burn here, but they're keeping the ball up. They want to advance the runners on the pass ball. Double play balls in order. Really, if you're Watts, you're working down, trying to get the ground ball here. We'll go 1-2 once again. And he bounced it. Valentine, sometimes we talk about getting turned into a swing-o-matic. If you're making contact, you see right there, he's offering things close, and you're not moving on anything not. Count now 2-2. The 2-2 lifted in the right center field. Roberts going to come in on it. They're going to tag, go to third. No, they will not. Test the arm of Trey Roberts, and that'll be the second out of the inning. But quite the at-bat there by Brody Valentine. And that'll bring up Sam Haney. Haney 0 for 1 today. So the infield back with 2 outs here, and the runners on first and second, anywhere on the infield, and Haney can come up big with a single here. That ball misses down and in. And we mentioned a couple area at bat now. Haney batting .410 coming in today. 0 for 1 with a walk and a K. And that pitch is up and out. Watts had to work really hard there on Valentine. And now falling behind 2-0. Haney in the driver's seat here. He's got to bring him something. Nowhere to put him. And now the 2-0 from Watts. Pick off the second. So we'll go 2-0 once again. Bender in there. Nice breaking pitch. Again, if you're Haney up 2-0, be selective. No reason to be offering unless it's hanging. He hangs it, you bang it. But if he's going to leave it a sharp-looking breaking ball, lay off. See if he can get back to a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Off-speed pitch. This is going to be fisted into left field. That ball hung up. And Easton Welling makes the grab. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 4th inning. But PG plates another one as they go back up 2 runs as they lead American Fork 4-2. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind. Game of the week on KSLSports.com.
Black Clover is the official outfitter of Deseret News Rewind. Get 20% off any order on blackcloverusa.com by using the code DNR20 at checkout. And if you want to feel the clothes, get an in-person shopping experience, go to their store just off the 123rd South exit in Draper next to the water park. Again, go to blackcloverusa.com, use the code DNR20 at checkout, and get 20% off any order from Black Clover.
Top of the 5th inning, 8-9-1 coming up for American Fork, as it's going to be starting off here with Easton Whitaker, the first baseman. Jordan Pace still on the hill for Pleasant Grove. I mentioned that first inning. We talk about it being a big inning. They scored a run, did AF. It was only 5 batters in the inning. The next inning went in order. The next inning went 5 batters. Then in order last inning. And starting 2-0 is Whitaker. Two balls, no strikes. Yeah, whoa. The 3-0. That's in there for a called strike. Three balls and 1 strike here to Whitaker. He's got a green light and fouls that one out of play. And now a chance to come all the way back if you're Jordan Pace. Whitaker 0 for 1, grounded out to second, back in the second. His only plate appearance. The payoff pitch, wide of the plate, and it's a leadoff walk for Easton Whitaker. Matter of fact, that's the first free base of the day offered by Jordan Pace. He's lived in the zone. As I'll bring up Dax Newman, the right fielder. Top of the order, coming up behind Newman. Breaking ball, called strike. Newman flew out to left back in the second inning. Probably back in the third inning. And now the 0-1. Breaking ball, big swing. Far corner, looks even further away on that pitch. So Newman now got to protect 0-2 and Pace in the driver's seat here. Again, top of the order coming up next. Now the 0-2 misses up and in. Whitaker away from first. Not going. Breaking ball into the right side. And that's going to get down. Whitaker will hold up at second. He had a freeze, let that one, big that one through. And now the first 2 on here for Jordan Pace. Now getting to a bit of a jam. Top of the order here for American Fork. It's loving guys shorten things up and go the opposite way. Normally able to go first and third, but Whitaker had a freeze, get that ball through the infield. And that'll bring up the leadoff man, Ryder Robinson. Going to play him straight up. He's gone to both corners today. Grounded out the first in the first inning. Chopped to third on a great play by Bincroft. Back in the third. But a chance to come up big here and see if Pace can get on top. Corners up, middle's back. The bunt, and that ball's in the air and handled by Johnson to snap. The second goes through, and now the runner will advance to third and second on the throw. That goes out of play and will advance a runner. As Easton Whitaker will come in as that ball went out of play. And now the runner will move to third base. So the run comes in. It's 4-3 with the runner on third. So that's a big spot there in the outfield. You don't need to try to make the play at third base, put the ball at second. Keep the double play ball in order. But a nice job there by Johnson to get to that the bunt. And that brings up Fisher Ingersoll with the tying run on third. And Ingersoll gets a lot of this one into left field. The ball tailing back toward the warning track, and a catch will be made. But the tying run comes in on the sacrifice fly from Fisher Ingersoll, and we are tied at 4. So AF sticking with things, and now all tied up as Easton Jones comes to the plate. And Pace gets on top of the strike there. Jones 1 for 2 with an RBI. That ball misses inside. Remember, it was Jones that hit the ball back at Pace, went off his glove, that brought in Fisher Ingersoll back in the third inning. And now that bacon ball down the way got him. Count now 1 and 2. You go right back to that spot there if you're Jordan Pace. And he does, and Easton Jones easily able to hold up on that one. The Pace can get out of the inning here. Then there he goes right back to that pitch. And Jones down on strikes, but 2 runs come across for AF, and we are tied at 4. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind. Game of the week.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along.
Bottom of the 5th inning, tied at 4 in a Game Night Live Rewind Game of the Week. Leading things off in this inning for PG is Tate Lewis, the first baseman. Tate 1 for 2 with an RBI today. And that is in there for a called strike for Dax Watts. Watts came in relief of Cayden Carpenter, who will have a no decision today. The game tied at 4. And that is in there for a called strike 2. So Watts gets quickly on top here. We know Lewis get the ball on the right side. See if he shortens up here. Swings through that one. Strike three. Good morning, good evening, and good night at bat there for Tate Lewis. And Watts with his first K of the day. And that brings on Conor Bancroft, the third baseman. Bancroft, the unofficial bat today, 2 walks. And Watts, man, he pulls the string in every part of that pitch. Someone's fouled out of play by Bincroft. And now the 0-1. Swung through, strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Again, the 0-2 misses up and away. How about quite the day today? PG with the 3-run first. Had a little bit of a gap run, went up 3-1 in the first inning. Had a little gap run to go up 4-2. But that mistake and the throwing errors being the difference in the top of the 5th inning is Bancroft able to hold off on that one. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But baseball is a war of attrition, and that includes arms, bats, and also mental fatigue. The 2-2 hit well, actually off the end of the bat there in left field, and not going to fall in there. Nice job coming in is Easton Welling. Caught that one off the end of the bat. Just had a little backspin on it. And that'll bring up Ty Caldwell. Bancroft down on strikes in the first, reach on a fielder's choice in the third. And takes that one first one out of play. The wind still blowing strongly from left to right. And Bancroft, or probably Caldwell rather. Man, you see that arm just slow down from Watts, and that ball had to look fat to Caldwell. He could not hold off on that one. As they count now 0-2. Talking about 2 differences between Watts and Carpenter. As the sun comes out of the cloud cover. And somehow Caldwell able to get over the top of that ball. They count now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball to the left side, and that's a base hit by Ty Caldwell. Nice job of tracking that breaking ball. And a 2-out single, bridging to the top of the order. And that brings up Kyler Lester, the leadoff man. Lester's first time seeing Watts. Lester 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Had a triple in his last at bat last inning. Misses up and in. Again, it's Caldwell away from first. And now the 1-0. So again, a 1-0. And pulls. That's a changeup, man. They was sitting right behind a vantage point right behind the batter. That ball looked fat. And Lester swung through it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. And a runner on first. Again, and try to hold the runner. I think mainly that isn't about the speed of Caldwell as much as it is about the bat of Lester. On a hit and run, they want to keep the double play ball in order. Actually, the force at second in order, I should say. As Lester goes down to get this one and does not get to the outfield as Ingersoll is there. And we head to the top of the 6th inning, tied at 4. We got a good one here. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind. Game of the week.
Black Clover is the official outfitter of Deseret News Rewind. Get 20% off any order on blackcloverusa.com by using the code DNR20 at checkout. And if you want to feel the clothes, get an in-person shopping experience, go to their store just off the 123rd South exit in Draper, next to the water park. Again, go to blackcloverusa.com, use the code DNR20 at checkout, and get 20% off any order from Black Clover.
And at the top of the 6th inning, Dusty Lister with you here at Pleasant Grove Paddle. Region 4 Titans, the unbeaten Cavemen taking on PG. Mentioned both teams came in undefeated on Tuesday. The first 2 games of this 3-game series went the way of AF, and we're tied up 4 as Carpenter chops out for the first out of the inning, offering the first pitch there. Surprise from Carpenter. And he's retired for the first out. And that was easily handled by Lester. And that'll bring up Josh Rojas. Rojas flew out to right, grounded out to third, as that one's wide of the plate here for Jordan Pace. Pace has been efficient today. The 2 runs last inning, really the fluky is that ball again to short. Lester up with it and over to first in time. Rojas retired for the second out of the inning. So quick 2 outs here for Pace. He's had 2 innings where he's gone right in order. And now Spencer Clegg, matter of fact, he could do it throwing 3 pitches. Actually, 4 pitches if it's Clegg to swing at the first one here. And Clegg looks to strike 1. Spencer 0 for 2 today, looking for his first hit. Big swing on that one, and it counts quickly 0-2. The 0-2. Called strike 3. Jordan Pace working quickly in the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 4. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind Game of the Week. Bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 4. And we'll start this bottom of the 6th with Riker Scow, the second baseman. PG trying to take one of 3 away from American Fort. And Scow looks at ball 1 from Dax Watts. It's Jordan Pace going the distance thus far. See if he comes out for the 7th inning. The 1-0 to Scow, chop to the third base side. Jones up with it. And on time to first as Scow retired with the first down of the inning. And that'll bring up Ty Johnson, the catcher. Johnson 1 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. We hit the ball off of Carpenter's cleat last inning, driving in a run. As Watts gets the outside part of the plate's been a little here, a little there. The nip and tuck corner got that one, so 0-1. That 0-1 pitch off the mark, count out even at a ball and a strike. You know, Johnson's got a good bat. Pace coming up behind him. And then Brody Valentine. The 1-1. Bender. Strike 2. So Watts has done a nice job of coming in, mixing up pitches, hitting the zone. And time for Johnson to shorten up and protect here. And PG needs a runner. The 1-2. Fastball chopped to the third base side. Jones again with it. And that is 2 putouts in the inning for Easton Jones. And that brings up Jordan Pace, the starting pitcher for Pleasant Grove. Pace 1 for 1 with an RBI, 2 walks. And Watts bounces that first one. But today's been about what Pace has done on the mound. I know you see the 4 runs up there, but some unearned runs. But he's been sharp on the mound today. He's a very potent AF offense. Offers that breaking ball, and the count now even at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Fastball. He's going to keep this inning alive. That's a 2-out single from Jordan Pace. And PG's done damage with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Brody Valentine. With a runner on first and 2 outs as Merrill will come on to speed up for Pace. And Valentine 1 for 3 today with a double and a run scored. We can put Merrill in motion. And that one misses up. Nothing else. The threat going to speed up the timing here from Watts, make him work from the slide step. Now that want to try to work some more fastballs out of him. Here for Brody Valentine. 2 outs, might have a chance to score from first. Now I got to keep him close. Bit of the chest match going on here between Ingersoll and Henry. Gonna hold him at first. Third back here from Easton Jones. And again, snap over to first, and we're gonna get a little bit longer now here from Merrill. But Watts can probably work from the slide step here. And if the ball stays up, Valentine can have a chance to catch something fat off the barrel. The 1-0 stayed up and out of the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs and a runner on first. Misses wide of the plate, snapped to first, and luckily that ball didn't go in the right field. The count now 3 balls and no strikes. And be very selective at the plate here. Going to have red lights. It's in for a called strike. And then job from Watts to come all the way back and see if Valentine still has the take sign on here. No movement, ball to the right side. I'm going to get down. It does not. That ball did not tail enough. Thought it might at first. Dax Newman in there as we head to the top of the 7th inning, tied at 4. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind. Game of the week on KSLSports.com.
Black Clover is the official outfitter of Deseret News Rewind. Get 20% off any order on blackcloverusa.com by using the code DNR20 at checkout. And if you want to feel the clothes, get an in-person shopping experience, go to their store just off the 123rd South exit in Draper, next to the water park. Again, go to blackcloverusa.com, use the code DNR20 at checkout, and get 20% off any order from Black Clover.
Top of the 7th inning. Dusty Lister with you here at Pleasant Grove, tied at 4. There'll be 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up for Coach Ingersoll, and the American Fork Cavemen is there looking for a 3-game sweep against PG. But it has been an outstanding day from Jordan Pace. But he's going to take care of the bottom of the order and then go through the top. As Easton Welling gets this one down the line, and it is foul. Just foul down the right field line. Just a exciting first strike. Where the left fielder, American Fork, will walk it all the way back. But Jordan Pace has been pitching to contact all day long. As he's through 6 innings. Getting up 6 hits. Only 4 Ks and only a couple of walks. So now the 0-1 comes inside, and Welling kicks on off the fists. Fouls it off, and it's now no balls and 2 strikes to the left fielder. Welling flew out to center, flew out to left in this 2nd inning in the 4th. I love to be the leadoff, get a leadoff man on here to ensure bridging to the top of the order and get Fisher Ingersoll to the plate. The 0-2 fought off. Good bat here to hang in and Pace. And he's ready to go. Love the way he works. Had a pitcher that he's a coach, Kyler Edgehouse, used to work the exact same way. He goes up in the zone, pulls the string and gets him. Jordan Pace with the K. Matter of fact, my guy Kyler Edgehouse was wore number 23 as well. High school baseball player at Emory, but played for me in the summer at Helper American Legion. But it's Jordan Pace looking strong, is now coming to the plate, and a called strike there. Easton Whitaker. Whitaker walked and scored last inning. And looks at ball one. The count now even at a ball and a strike. And now the 1-1. Offers, and it's 1-2. Pitchers, you got to see this. I mean, Pace's pitch count, I haven't been keeping the official stats of it. But he's pitched the contact, and there you do it. I mean, he's fresh here in the 7th inning, looking sharp. And now the 1-2. Fouls that one out. Nice hands there by Whitaker. Whitaker grounded out to second. And we're talking about walked and scored on that errant throw from center field. Now the 1-2. Breaking ball, chopped to the right side. Going to be a long run in. Whitaker able to leg it out. That's an infield single. And one aboard here for AF, as that was a long way to come in for Scow. So a runner on first and one out. So I'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Dax Newman. Newman 1 for 2 and a run scored. Singled last inning to the right side. If he can do that, he can put runners on first and third. Breaking ball, chopped to the short. Got him at second on the way to first. And a double play ball in time. What a way to close out the 7th inning. A 6-4-3 double play. We head to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 4. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind Game of the Week on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the 7th inning, tied at 4. Dusty Lister with you. PG and AF. Talked about AF took the first two. PG has come out ready to go today. What do they say? If you're going to go down swinging. Still got a whole state tournament coming, but PG does not want AF leaving this series with a 0 in the loss column. And they can do it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Leading off is Sam Haney, the designated hitter. This one through the left side. Jones got it on his way to first. Not in time, and that's a leadoff single for Sam Haney. So leadoff man aboard and a chance to play a little small ball to get him to second base. Could be crashing on the corners. Interesting to see the bunt defense we're going to see from American Fork here. Is that to bring up Tate Lewis, the first baseman. And now they're going to try to get that guy to second base. Kind of bad, and Tate, you can see he's ready to bunt. No, he's swinging. Third base, side, that's through! Haney around second into third. Hey, that's runners on second and third and no outs. Game-winning run 90 feet away on the double from Tate Lewis. I misread it. His top hand looked loose. I thought, he's going to be ready to slide it up and move the runner to second. But sharply down the third base line, and PG with no outs got two runners in scoring position. And a conversation time, and actually a new pitcher coming on for American Fork. We'll have that new pitcher when we come back. You're watching a Game Night Live Rewind, Game of the Week on KSLSports.com, presented by Heidemann Associates and brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. All right, coming on to pitch for American Fork, Cole Ehat. Conor Bancroft coming to the plate. Everybody up on the grass. Game-winning run, 90 feet away for PG. And that one fouled out of play. Bancroft walked in the first, walked in the third, flew out to left in the fifth. And has played a very good third base as well. And now the 0-1. Going to show bunt. Rojas does not have a play to third. And you want to check that if AF would be ready for it. Bincroft showed that the bunt there. Got everybody a little excited. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Bincroft. Ehat's got to throw strikes. And now the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Count out 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think you're going to see some gas here on pitch number 4. And the 1-2 off the plate. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And no, they had one to burn there. You got a base open, but you got to nibble a little bit. Now see if he comes back with some power. Can everybody up. Packed house here at PG, the 2-2. Right back at the screen. The biggest thing for Bincroft is just shorten things up. Ball in play ends it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no one out. Runners on second and third. Bender is up. Count runs full. The walk doesn't really hurt you here if you're AF because you put a force everywhere. They have to score to win the game anyway. Prefer not to have it, but you need E-Hat to come with his best pitch here. Payoff pitch off the plate. Bases loaded and no outs. Here comes Ty Caldwell, want to be as loose as Ron Burgundy in the afternoon. Singled his last time up to the left side. I'm back in the 5th inning. Force everywhere here for Caldwell, the 9-hole hitter. Top of the order coming up, Kyler Lester on deck. Again, the game-winning run at third base. Bender, called strike. Hey, remember, it may have crossed up Rojas, but it could come across as a strike. Yeah. You know, they talk about if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. It did neither, but got the call anyway. No ball, 1 strike. Swung on, strike 2. And the old thing of, hey, now you put the hitter on alert with that call. But now Caldwell down 0-2. He had nowhere to put him. I think you come right at him. There's not one to burn up 0-2. You come right at him. Can he catch up to your best stuff and you live with it? The 0-2. Strike 3. Rojas able to squeeze it. And now 1 out with bases loaded. And now someone you don't want to see if you are American Fork. It's Kyler Lester, and he has blistered the baseball today. Infield single on the first, but he went on the screws to right center. There was a leadoff triple, and he scored a run. He lined out his last time up. But I'm surprised the middles aren't back here to roll up and a ball this short or second. Everybody's still on the grass with 1 out, bases loaded. And then Lester granted time. I'm not going to question Jared Ingersoll. He knows he's forgotten more baseball than I remember, but I had my middles even. The chance to roll something up in the middle to get out of the bottom of the 7th inning, but he's staying up. Lester lifts this one in, out of play. Lester's showing a good bat today. He's been outstanding at shortstop as well. E-Hat up 0-1. And Lester again going to be granted time, and I love it. There's a bit of a game there. E-Hat wasn't seeing the pitch he wanted. Lester, there's no reason to stand there. Take the time out. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball. Back up the middle! And it will not be a 3-game sweep as PG takes game 3, 5-4 on an RBI walk-off single for Kyler Lester. You always look to see how your teams respond to adversity. And PG responded today. Lost the first 2 games handily. Came back today, went up 3-1, was 3-2, went back up 4-2. Tied 4-4 in the bottom of the 7th, and it's Kyler Lester with a blistered single. And PG walks away with a 5-4 victory, handing American Fork their first loss of the season. In a fun one, as the state tournament is right around the corner. Our Utah Army National Guard players of the game. We're going to go with two defensively. We're going to go with Jordan Pace. Absolutely outstanding on the mound today for Pleasant Grove. And then it's going to be Kyler Lester with the game-winning single. But it was the triple back in the fourth. Infield single and a run in the first. But he played an outstanding shortstop as well. Thought he was spectacular today. And again, our final score, Pleasant Grove 5, American Fork 4. PG hands AF their first loss of the year. It takes game number 3 in this 3-game series heading into the final week of the season. And again, we've got you all the way through the 6A state championship right here on your new home for the streaming state championships on KSLSports.com. For Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching a Game Night Live Rewind Game of the Week presented by Heidemann Associates, brought to you by the Utah